very good. All right. Charlie? Yeah, no, I think we're all set. And
So do we can stand behind them?
yeah, let's take a big picture, that'd be great. Or the board can come up front, whatever's easier.
What y'all want to do? Yeah, you guys say
Are you still taking the video, Mr. Moran?
yeah.
Possibly take a picture. Unless we take the video.
Would it be better if we sat down? Well,
Probably easier for us to take a picture.
Okay, everybody squeeze together like you like each other. Okay. Everybody say, built with pride.
Build with pride.
All right, one more. Everybody say, rooted in resilience.
Rooted in resilience.
All right.
You're good at that.
Okay. We don't need to vote on that one or anything like that. Good. Okay, so, all right, so we have comments, item number 6, comments from attendees. And you gave me,
There should be one for the public hearing and one for public comments.
yes, so we have 3
Well, just the public hearing one will happen later, the public comment one will happen.
public comments, we have 3. And I'm sorry, I don't see anybody but one person on the public hearing. Not sure if there's anybody else that wanted to sign on this public hearing. There will be a public hearing here for the financial year 2026-27 budget. If you want to speak on it, then you need to sign here. All right? So there will be a public hearing during this meeting. Okay, just to recite that. But anyway, Levy Melvin, is that Levy Melvin? Levi Melvin? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Councilman. Got a quick question about the water bill. We got upgraded to the new website and everything. Tried to go on there to pay my water bill, slow. Then once I got in, they're gonna charge me a fee to pay my water bill. So one, why do I have to pay a fee to pay my water bill first? Then second, is the trash cans. I got 2 trash cans. One is 12, one is 9. So what is the trash can fee for? Is that for the collecting of the trash we have to pay, or is that just an ongoing thing that we're gonna have to keep paying? So if that's the case, if it's a fee that, you know, we don't know where the money going, I mean, can somebody come past, instead of me washing my trash can out, can that fee go towards somebody coming through and washing the trash can out, keep it clean? So those are my questions about the new website, running slow, then I got to pay the fee. That's the only bill I pay with a check, because I'm not gonna pay nobody to pay my bill. So, I'd rather just write a check and just stop passing the pay. I'm going out that way, so, but why is there a fee?
Yeah, should have, more color for that one, maybe we should add it to the site on what the fees are for.
Would you like me to answer?
Sure.
Yeah, and normally, because it's just to receive information, but I'm happy to answer your question. About the new website, just transparently, the transition has been a disaster. Like, we know that. It's very, it's been painful for us, it's been painful for residents, for customers. It's not been easy, and we're trying everything we can to make it easy. It should be over and done in the next month, basically, once we do this one transition month. I did some research actually, because we were talking about it earlier. In the way the new website works, if it draws from like an auto draft credit card, that new portal will charge that fee for that. But if you do a bank draft with our office, like if you call our town hall and do a bank draft in our office, there's no fee associated with that, because that comes from the bank and from the bank account. So I can either talk to you like during or after this meeting, or talk to you at town hall either tomorrow or Monday and get you set up if you'd like to do that, and you can avoid that percentage. We do now have the debit card reader at town hall, which is nice. We haven't had that in a long time. But that obviously comes with the fee of the service that not everybody likes, and that's perfectly fine as well. So that ACH, if you do the bank draft in-house, that will do that. As far as the garbage, the revenue that we generate, I can pull the number up, it's in here. If I remember off the top of my head, I think it's around $386,000 a year that we generate from garbage revenue. That goes directly to offsetting the cost of the staffing to collect garbage. And we honestly run it at a loss. Like, I think Gastonia runs it at like a 50% collection back, so we actually lose money in providing the service, but we know it's a service that's essential to provide to our customers. So that money goes directly to our sanitation. It's in the budget. We show every penny, every line item, every dollar that comes into town. It goes directly to the fee of picking up garbage.
So the automatic draft, if I come and set it up, it's gonna be drafted at a specific date.
Yeah,
If I say the first of every month, it's gonna come out the first of
It's
every
the
month.
10th of every month. It just happened yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can get you set up. We'd be happy to do that.
Okay,
And
I
if you
just-
do the bank draft in town hall, you can avoid that fee.
Okay, I can stop asking.
Yeah, we'd be happy to help.
All right, thanks,
Yes,
sir.
of course.
Sir, I have mine drafted and I've never had a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have no problem with it being drafted, it's other stuff I got drafted, but I'm not gonna pay
Yeah.
nobody to pay my bill.
And I think
I
what-
mean, my credit cards, my, gas bill, Duke Power bill, I can pay it online and it's not a charge. That's, you know, if we're gonna upgrade and try to get into the new, how the world is running now, people are not charging people to pay their bills. So, you know, I know, getting new websites and stuff like that. I worked for the hospital 26 years and I've been through 3 major changes with websites. So I know the back pain of transferring to a new system, but we got to, if we're gonna do this, we got to get it running where, you know, I might not be the only one that pays online and somebody else might be having the same problem and it's becomes a headache.
What we'll do is we'll try to provide some kind of transparency. Maybe we can do something where when people go to the site, you understand what you're getting charged for and how to avoid those charges. Not to cut you off, but we gotta move on to the.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's chat now. I'd be happy to talk to you about it.
Okay.
Because you're right, if you're talking about it, guarantee there's more people that are also experiencing it too. So
Okay.
we wanna help.
So we will be looking into putting some more transparency on that side.
All right.
So, all right, thank you. Mr. Drew Corrine. I got it right. Tell me.
Man, I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. So, I actually have the opposite thing to say, versus my friend Levi over here. I actually wanted to commend you guys on, the transition. I know it's been a difficult transition to the new computer systems, the new website and things like that. And several months back, I stood up here and actually raised concerns about this system. And the difficulty that I had had before. I was able to go in and set up auto pay on my credit card. Because this is a world that I operate in quite a bit, I understand that there was a percentage fee for credit card payments. My own business does that same thing with our credit card payments, so I was kind of expecting that. And I did see documentation on there. I didn't see documentation on how to avoid those fees. That's one note that could happen. But I did find the system very easy to set up my auto pay on. to pay my bill that was technically past due because of the issues with the new transition. And I was thankful that we had that system online, and it seemed very user friendly. So I'm gonna give you guys credit where credit is due.
Good stuff, that's it?
That's it.
Mr. Mayor, you mind if I just take like 10 seconds?
Yes, absolutely, go ahead.
Just to your point, I think, one thing that's just important to know when we flip over to the new, software is that I think that's the disconnect is, it seems like the only auto draft option is with the credit card, like we talked about. I think there's gonna be a way where we can go in and have them change it to route to a bank account, and then we'll be in. And that's all, I'll just say that.
So that's coming.
That's coming, yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
And we didn't charge any late fees or disconnect or anything last month. If it's our burden, it's gonna be our burden.
Okay.
I'm really done now, bro.
Okay, is Miss Willie Mae Dolford? Dolford, okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. My subject is, requesting a traffic calm area on Michigan Road. There's that road, the new road, 10 houses just got built. Dear sir and ma'am, I'm speaking in respectful request of the county and the city to evaluate the need of speed bumps or other traffic calm area on Michigan Road. Residents has become increased concern about vehicle driving at an excessive speed, creating serious safety risks for children, cycle, motor people, the people who walk. There has been an ongoing documented concern regarding the speed along the roadway. Many residents feel that without intervening. It is only a matter of time before a potential accident occurs. The high traffic speed make it difficult for residents safely to access their home, cross the road, enjoy the neighborhood. Children walking, playing, riding bikes in the areas particularly bold as everybody is walking and every time to react to fast moving cars. I respect asking that the traffic study the conductor of assessment vehicle speed and determine whether the speed bump, or any other traffic calm solution will be appropriate for the area. Taking proactive measures could now help and reduce the risk of collide, injury, and other traffic related incidents of traffic occurring. And thank you for your time considering my request, and I appreciate it. And I live down there, I'm the first house. It's 10 new houses that we moved down there. When they first put the mailbox, my mailbox is my mailbox, skip this one, the next one, and then skip that. We got our mailbox hit 3 times. On the other side, the same thing. Recently, last month, one of our neighbors on this side got the mailbox, and when they hit, they tear it down. I have grandchildren. I don't let my grandchildren play in the front yard because they, I have a 9-year-old, he plays sports. Because I'm afraid when them cars coming through like that, they're gonna hit my grandchild. And they're gonna hit them other children, because the majority of houses down there, I got grandchildren. But them other, my other neighbors, they got children. Like my grandson are either young. They don't even allow them to play in there. We paying property taxes down there, and it's a good neighborhood because it's quiet. But it's taken from us how we enjoyed it. Once they come out that neighborhood behind, they got speed bumps. Once they hit that speed bump and coming past our team, they're at their own racetrack. I have to go to my mailbox and stand on the back side of my mailbox to reach in to get my mail. That's how everybody is. One person in life, she got her mailbox hit last month, so they got theirs turned the opposite way. We shouldn't have to live like that. And my thing is, and I'm speaking for our neighborhood, because if somebody hit one of our children, we can't replace them children. And I understand the police will be up there where the church at, but by the time they get up there, you can see the police car, so you can slow down. And this, when I tell you this all day and all night, me and my husband sit in the garage just like the rest of them and just see them flying up there.
Mr. Alford, sorry, for cutting you off. Not the question, because that's a very sensitive subject, and I feel your pain. But it's my understanding that Mitcham Road is a state road,
It is a state.
even into that neighborhood right where you're at. So one of the things we're probably gonna have to do is make that concern known to the, North Carolina DOT. So we'll put that, definitely put that on and let them know, of those concerns for sure. We can't just add the bump unless we ask them to pay for it. Is that correct, Charlie? We can ask them that if we paid for it, they would possibly let us do something like that.
If we fronted the bill, I just want to have an agreement with them, like if we were gonna maintain it, then just some behind the scenes stuff, but I mean, we can always ask.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have to do that.
We will do
Yeah,
that.
because the other neighborhood got speed bump, and it's walking distance.
And those are-
They just didn't put away our house.
There's only 2 state roads in town, it's Spencer Mountain and then Mitcham, right, to where that basically past those 10 houses. So we're kind of a little bit limited with the state roads, like the mayor was saying, but we can absolutely have a conversation, because if everybody come in and repay Spencer Mountain, we could always tell them to come,
Yeah,
like
put a speed
Commissioner
bump,
Hill
yeah,
said,
yeah.
and say, can you come take a look at this as well?
Thank you.
Definitely, but thank you for won't leave you out.
Okay, please, yeah.
All right.
Take up the children.
Okay. That's all that's signed up for the public comments. We're gonna move on to, the presentation from Reverend Dennis Smith. He has a presentation on, a rollback jack business for him and the town of Randolph. It's a partnership.
Good evening.
Hello?
Thank you all so much. The clock starts now. So I was informed that I had 5 minutes, so I will not waste my time. My name is Dennis Smith. My wife Wanda and I are happy to be here. First want to recognize the Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Preach. City Manager, Mr. Hanson, thank you so much. And thank you all to the commissioners. Thank you so much for allowing us this opportunity. I want to give special thanks to Chief Lunsford. I'll be honest with you, everything, give or take 20 pieces of what I'm going to present tonight came out of the heart and the mind of Chief Lunsford. He's the one that gave us the piece that makes the most difference. So I want to introduce a new business concept, and we want to start it right here in town of Randolph. The reason we want to start it is because we believe it's necessary. I think we just got confirmation from Levi, my friend Levi, who just confirmed just how much we need somebody to wash our trash cans. So what we want to do is we want to introduce what we've already started it. We now have it filed in the state of North Carolina. It's called Rollback Jack. And Rollback Jack is our church's idea. I'm a pastor of a church in Kings Mountain called the Church for the Broken. I would ask you all to say amen right now, but this is not that venue. But I do want to give recognition to how absolutely passionate your plea was. That was amazing. I'm very sad that Levi left. I really want him to hear what we have to say tonight. And to the rest of the commissioners, you have in front of you, it's not really a resolution, but we think it is a solution. And I want to go over that. My wife, Wanda, is going to be handing out these for you all. These are surveys. And just ask you if you can read it, and God help us. It was the best I could do, given the time. Just, squint, and then, or put some glasses on or something. But read these, please, and fill them out. Before you leave, if you don't mind, just give it back to us. We just want to know what you think. We want to know how you feel. Because yes, it does cost money to do what we're trying to do. And I'm going to go ahead and I think I've got 3 minutes left, maybe 2.5. Honey, if I can't find my glasses, we're done. There it is. All right, so thank you, Mary Breach, Mr. Hanson, and members of the Randolph Town Council, commissioners, board commissioners. Thank you for your time. My name is who I said I was. I want to show you a simple way that the town of Randolph can save between $30,000 and $55,000 every year, and earn a potential $80,000 every year, without adding staff, equipment, or new
budget lines. And given what I just learned out of your mouth, sir, about how the $380,000 that's earned from the trash is actually still not enough, this might actually be a pretty good idea. What we propose is to put our truck, in this town, it's just 1.5 trucks, but we'll put our truck behind the trash truck, and our people will first go and pull out the trash cans to make it faster and simpler. And then after the trash is taken up, we'll put them back in the place where they go. One of the things that resolves, of course, is leaving the trash cans out for too long. Sometimes they stay out for days. This can create some kind of a nuisance. In some situations, having trash cans out is a nuisance, especially if the wind starts blowing. If it's an empty trash can, and on our street, we live over on Boulder Court, I've seen it several times after a storm. If the wind blows, there are trash cans laying all out in the road. If there was a service like this, we could have put those trash cans back in. At least you would not have a big old blue trash can and another one falling out in the road. So that's one. The other solution is what's mentioned, the smell. So we will wash them and we will put them back, and we call that service Rollback Jack. What we have proposed here in front of you are some numbers that we think are fair. We did the math. We will be able to do them. We kept it down to as cheap as we possibly could do it and still make enough money to do the thing that we're really after, which is to renovate our church. A tree fell on our church 2 years ago, put 8 holes in it, in the roof, and we haven't been able to have service in the building since then. Now, most folks would have used insurance to fix it, but this tree was not our tree, it was a neighbor's tree. And it was dead, and we could have sued them, but we're a church. And we would rather have the neighbors attend the church than to be fighting us, right? So it was that kind of solution. So we were hopeful that we could raise enough resources off the town of Renlo by this service. Now, the way we want to do it, I'm just going to cut straight to it. This last, I think I got 30 seconds left. We intend to roll back Jack regardless. So if the town says yes, then you'll get our services. What that means is our people are going to roll back the trash cans back and forth, whether the townspeople pay or not. And when I say that, I mean we intend to serve. That's what we came to do. We get that from Scripture, and it's on the second page. I want to quote this. I don't like misquoting Scripture. But it says here, we stand on the scriptural principle, given and shall be given unto you a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The other part of that is shall men give unto your bosom. What we mean, what we think, what we know, what we understand is if you give, then eventually it'll come back to you. And we believe the people, let me tell you right now, and I'm over my time and I won't say this, I have to say it. I'm 60 years old, I've never been in a town like that. I've never lived in a place where, I hope this is not offensive, but I'm gonna say it anyway, where white people, is that too much? Literally actually live the love of Christ out to everybody, black people, white people, everybody. The chief of police came up to me and my sister one day, and we were just at the storage place getting our stuff out. We came out and these 2 officers were walking to us. And in my experience, that was going to be the making of a bad day. I just thought, oh God, here we go. Small town, just didn't look good. The end of that 15 minutes not only blessed me, it changed me. Chief Lunsford lives what he preaches. He lives what he preaches. And when I presented this notion to him, mine was just to roll back the trash cans. He's the one that suggested, why don't we, he said, this is my idea for business, why don't we wash them? And when I did the research, what I learned was if you wash a trash can, it extends the life of the plastic. So the reason that the town will save money is instead of getting rid of your trash cans every 7 years, you can keep them for 12 years if they're washed the way we're going to wash them. It extends the life of your trash cans. That's your $30,000 to $55,000, just that aspect, saving money. But then earning money, we don't expect the townsfolk. I heard Levi, and he was adamant, y'all charging me, it might have been $2 to pay my bill. He was ready to hurt somebody. That's a big old fella too. Everybody wants their money, and everybody's protecting their money. We do too. We want our money. So we don't expect the townspeople to just be all happy about paying more money to have this service. But what we do expect is that when they see the kind of service that we're going to give, that after a while, the town is going to believe, they're going to see, and then they're going to say, the service has a value. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take. I do have an investor, thank God. So we've got a little bit of time, but we're willing to invest. We think that this will be a very good enterprise, and we think the city's going to benefit. So our goal is to give back up to 25% of the proceeds back to the town. That's where the $82,000 comes from. For the record, we don't get $82,000 unless we get up to 25% of the residents participating. And it takes, after month number 6, if 25% of the residents participate, for the rest of the year, the town's portion is $82,000. So that's all I got. I hope that was enough. Does anybody have any questions for me before I forgot to introduce my beautiful wife, Wanda. I apologize. I usually do every time. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that was a very good presentation. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Representative?
I have a question.
Please.
So good to see you, beautiful wife.
To Ms. Connor.
Yeah. So with this service, that means it would have to move out with the people that currently get trash.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do we do about those that don't have, I mean, if I pull my trash can out to the side, and because of the way my house is set, I have to literally keep my trash can in the garage. So how does that work? I mean, some people have certain places that they have to have their trash can put, right? That means you might have to go in people's backyard, fence backyard.
So, this is not the kind of service where we force ourselves on you. What we plan to do, and if you look in your, we've itemized what we're planning on doing, and it's on the last several pages, but we're going to shadow the town trucks. So our workers will follow behind them first to learn the routes. After we learn the routes, then as we learn the routes, we will learn all of the personnel. And when we learn the there are certain people who will say to us, don't come in my yard, I don't want you anywhere near me.
Right.
So we're not going in their yard. Obviously, if you don't want us there, we're not coming, but there's a whole bunch of people that don't care about such things. And I think, like my wife, she told me has been happy ever since I took over trash duty. She hasn't had to touch trash, not once. We'd like to give that kind of service to the town of Randall. We want to make sure that whoever doesn't want to touch trash never touches trash again. If someone says, stop, we will stop. Obviously, we will stop. But we intend to serve you, I don't want to say to death, we want to serve you to life. We plan to serve, we want to show you what the kind of service the scripture tells us to give. We can't wait to give that kind of service to the town of Randall. We want to follow your lead. You folks are awesome. By the way.
Anybody else have any questions for Representative?
My problem is, this would be an additional fee to our residents. My problem is the senior adults. I mean, I hear complaints now about our water bills high.
Did you say senior adults?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because we're planning on giving it to them. The one service is free to them. The only service we charge for is washing, and it's $5 a month for senior adults.
Well, but you know, I work with senior adults at my church, and I know that they're limited income, so $5 might buy a prescription. I mean, that's just me thinking now, just an additional fee on our water bill, so that's just my
Our
say.
intention is to take the list that you already have for people because this town, if I'm not mistaken, is already giving free service to certain seniors, right? I believe that's what I heard.
They'll go get the cans off the road, dump it all back to the
Right, so that's
Handicap.
already being given, right, so if that's the case, we're just gonna go further with that, and if washing is all we can offer, we're just gonna follow the town's lead. If giving to the senior adults is what it's gonna take, then that's what we're gonna do. We're not here to take the town backwards, we're here to help move it forward. So our service is going to be the kind of service that helps, not hinders. I hope that answers your
It
question.
does.
Yeah, might I also point out that Reverend Smith did say that it's your choice whether you decide to pay for it or not.
I heard that.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and if you don't, and when you are ready to start paying, we'll be happy to receive. But if you never start paying, that has nothing to do with what we're doing. We're here to serve.
Costa, will you get involved in all this?
Well, so, I mean, there's a lot of questions that this raises. Number one is you have to, the town can contract for services, or the town, or this can be done as a separate private entity. But you can't kind of mingle it and get a little bit of it by putting it on the bill only when people elect to do it, and we got that, there's liability concerns there, right? I mean, if something occurs on private property, that's a public enterprise, that's now the town is responsible for that. So it's gotta be all or nothing, it's gotta be one or the other. Either this is a separate private contractual thing that the town is just, aware of and they can follow the charts and everything like that, or it's something where it is a town service that you all are charging a fee for, and everybody, can either sign up for it or not sign up, but it's a town service that you all contract with a private company for.
Mr. Tosca, we were hoping, and there is a contract, copy of the contract on the back pages of the mayor's, if I'm not mistaken, it's in one of your.
I don't have one.
Yeah, honey, it's the one in color. Do you have, did I give one, somebody's supposed to have, must be. Does anybody have one that's in all color?
No.
No one? It's in the back. Must be mine.
There it is.
Thank you so much. Mr. Tosca, here's a contract. I have, what you will need is a copy of the contract. I will send an email to my body to give the presentation first. My attorney's still going over the fine language of it, but for the most part, what we propose is the latter. We want to be a separate entity. We want to contract with the town. And as a part of our contract, we want to give a portion of our proceeds to the town in exchange for the town's service to add the bill through the town's water bill or whatever kind of electric service. If the town doesn't want to do that, we have the full ability to bill ourselves. And we can bill directly through our website. We've already put the website there. So
You can contract individually.
we can take care of, we can take care of the fee, we can take care of all of it, if that's how you choose to do it. We just believe it'll be easier for towns, for the residents, if it comes attached to their water bill. It's a simple, most people don't like separate bills.
I would like to say, I think we should table this until further discussion and our attorney can look over it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend Smith.
You said you wanted these back, right?
No, it's yours.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Let's go into our old business. I had a chance to read over the notes that our clerk typed up, and everything was good to me. I didn't find any issues. Does anybody have any things that you want to amend, you want to change in the meetings from our previous meeting on May 14th?
I'll make a motion to adopt it. Set for the agenda, but as long as the minutes are adopted, we're good.
Okay.
I said,
Okay, all in favor? All right, we don't have any opposers, so that's, item number 9, budget discussion. So we're gonna, ask Mayor Pro Tem Robert Connor to lead this discussion, on the, budget considerations she brought up in the last meeting.
Okay, the budget consideration that reference to is the amount of money that the town pays mayor and commissioner to serve on this board. As far as my research showed, in 2021, when the town was going through some financial issues, the board decided and voted unanimously to lower our payment monthly on the town for serving on the board. I cannot speak for the mayor position, but at that time, it was $500 a month to serve on the board. We lowered it to $300 a month to be on the board. That has been, this is 5 years ago, and I brought this up to the attention. No other board members but me are concerned with that. Only reason why it concerns me, we're all comfortable with what we earn, $300 a month. But I'm looking forward. We're not gonna be here long. Elections are coming up. And just like we make sure that we give the best salaries for our police officers, our officers, our public works, because I always hear, you want to keep them, you want to get the better candidates. Well, I think board elections, board officials are very important also. And moving forward, I would like to see some of you maybe sit in this room that have the time, the skill, the education, the background to get involved in Randolph and keeping us on a path for excellence. And just like other jobs, gotta dangle that fish in front of some people's face to get that bite. And our fish right now, I'm thinking is, hey, it was 300, it was 500, the board, we all decided, no. We're in a crunch, we want to help the town. So I would love to consider taking it back to what it originally, the last was, to 500, for those moving forward, to get people interested in running for these positions.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we're gonna need a vote on that one. So, can I someone make a motion on this one?
Is it possible to
So,
table it and come back to the next one?
we did that last.
We did.
We did.
The only thing that,
Oh, go ahead. She was,
the only thing that, I want to salute Commissioner Thomas. The only concern is if I was wondering if we could like maybe raise it and titrate it. So maybe like this year an amount and then next year an amount until we get to kind of where we want to be. And the only concern is it's going to affect like our education budget, going to different like City Vision and places like that where we get to network and learn what other towns are doing, which is beneficial to me. That's my only thought about it, but yeah.
okay?
No, if I'm math, I said this on $50,000 a year to budget.
Yeah.
I won't go for it, so.
But if
I don't
that's
want it.
subtracted.
I go for the citizens and the employees of the town. You take my money and give it to the employees and back in the budget.
But then, maybe instead of going up 15,000, maybe we can go down to 0. That's,
Go down while I sit here.
maybe if it's all about us just doing this for the kindness and goodness of our heart.
When I started
maybe we
council,
should-
Oh, no, I definitely, no, I agree with you. I'm just saying maybe if we do it in increments, like maybe 400 this year and then raise it again, 500 and then raise it again, just in increments, that's all.
And like I said, I'm not really into the money thing. I'm looking forward. Because sometimes when you say, okay, that's not important, then it lays a pathway for the people that are gonna run and get elected. And we want them to be interested, they wanna feel like, is it worth it? I mean, I'm not gonna go up there, and go through all that and but we'll say all the time, we need to pay our officers more. We don't want them to leave and go to Charlotte, we need to pay
Well, there's a
this
big
more.
difference between a police officer and us. We come here one time a month. Police officer comes to work for 20 or 12 hours a day, push light on the line, everybody else. I mean, I can, in good faith, and say I don't want it because I didn't join the council for money, and I got on council with these dollars.
Well, I can say-
Taxes you brought home.
I too can say, I don't do it for the money. So
That's
I'll
that's
do
totally up
what
to
the
y'all.
board
The
says.
majority votes on it and good.
Let's do this.
I see where you're going with it.
Let's do this.
Get the money,
What
make
would be
bring
the
the
appropriate way
wrong
to,
reasons.
I'm sorry, I apologize, go ahead.
No.
I was just saying,
Just saying
if
that.
people, if the citizens come around and say, all right, I'm getting paid $500 to do, commissioner, I think that's a good idea, I'm gonna do it. Or are you coming for money, or are you coming for the citizens? The rest of the citizens. For me, that's not being good steward for attacking, charging the town additional $15,000 a year, where
So let me ask
the
you
insurance is
this.
going up,
What
everything,
were you making in 2021?
$80.
Well, no, you were not. 'Cause I was.
I have never made $500, I'm gonna do it. I don't think I have.
We didn't make $97 at one time,
Oh, let's stop.
$97
No,
at
no, no,
one time.
no. When we voted to drop it down to 300, you were making more than $80.
I don't remember, I remember the
Then why would you drop
conversation, I don't remember how much we made, but I do remember the conversation we had because the town was in financial
We
problems.
did lower the rate, I don't know if that's.
We did lower it, but I can't
What are
remember.
we at
why.
now? What are we at now? What are we getting now? What are we, we're making 3,600 a year. That's $300 a month, right? So maybe I'm just delusional, okay? I mean, come on.
Okay, we gotta have to.
You're fine.
So, what's the best route to go about this? Do we want to do the budget, or do we want to increase the budget, or do we not? Is that the best, the best motion, one of you guys want to make, one of the commissioners want to make?
So under North Carolina General Statute, the budget ordinance has to have the compensation of, an increase in compensation has to be in the budget ordinance itself, so.
And that's why this is before.
That's right, so that you could have this discussion now and decide, but the actual decision is gonna be whether or not you adopt that budget and chose that compensation.
All right, so does someone
Is
want
it
to make a
possible
motion?
is it possible to vote on an increase? So if it's not 500, is it possible to vote on some type of increase?
You
Number what?
But it just needs to be part of the budget ordinance.
I'm not looking to back my pocket.
Oh,
We started off with 500 when I got on this board. I've been on the board for 12 years, okay? So if I'm the only one that sees this as not more for me, but moving forward to empower and to make people more interested and feel like their time will be well spent, to get involved and put their true energy into making the great decisions for this town. If that's not important, then it's best that we just floor it, just forget it, or leave it as it is, okay? I just don't worry about it, we're good.
no,
I'm good.
I don't want that to be the case. I do want, and I do value what you're saying. All I was asking was, is it possible to do maybe a titration up? And so start at, increasing it 100 this year, increasing 100 until we get back to where we were. That was fine.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. I need you to make a motion. One of the commissioners,
I make the motion already to 400.
okay? You got a second on that? All in favor? All opposed? Okay? No increases. All right, let's, move on to, we're gonna move on to item number 10. This is the, public hearing for, fiscal year 2026, 2027 budget. Okay, that's for our budget that we're, about to adopt here. So what we're gonna have is, this is gonna be a public hearing. All right, and, I think I only had one person sign up for that public hearing,
He's on the
if you
back.
wanted to speak, but I think he's gone. Right? So this is gonna be a public hearing on the, 2026, 2027 budget. And our fiscal year, runs July 1st to the end of, June 30. So that's why it's a 2025, 2026 fiscal year. All right? So, can someone, one of the commissioners make a motion to open this public hearing?
I make such a motion.
Okay, all in favor? All right, all in favor? Charlie, you want to take over from here?
Yes, so this part really should just be if anybody here is to speak to the public comment. If nobody's here to speak during the public comment period, the board can gavel out of the public hearing, and then we can go to through it. And then at some point, we did add in the committee requests and the condemnation resolution, but then after that, then the board will decide whether to adopt the budget or not. This is just an opportunity for the public to speak specifically to the budget, if anybody wants.
Right, and one thing the town manager did, I'm not sure we've got the budget out here anywhere, Charlie, but it was available in the town hall and also where else could you put
Yeah, we
it?
have it online, we publish it with, it's been sitting at the front office, we normally send it to the newspaper. I don't think they ran it this year, but we make it as publicly available as we can. And anybody's welcome to look at it, we love it, we're proud of it.
Yes, so you're welcome to come back and look at it for sure. And also, he's gonna go over the budget amendments anyway. At this point, I want someone, one commissioner to, make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right. We'll move on to item number 11. Consideration and approval of the fiscal year 26, 27 budget.
And just real quick, I know the board voted to amend the agenda earlier, we'll jump into.
Oh, I'm sorry, let me go back. I
And then the
forgot.
condemnation resolution, and then we'll get to the budget.
You did, do that, and I do have it in my notes. I'm sorry, let's go to the committee reports. Let's start with, let's go ahead and start with public safety. I tell you what, I'm gonna let, Commissioner Hill run that portion. Who's gonna come up first?
Our landlord experience committee.
Hello, once again, I am Drew Horine. I forgot to say my address last time, 1616 Allegheny Drive, here in Ranlow. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I have three things to report on tonight. The success of our first Middletown Night of 2026, the plan for our January 19th event, and what's ahead for July 17th. We'll start with the May 15th Middletown Night. It had a strong start. When I stood before you on May 14th, I was candid about the challenges that we were facing. We had a limited budget, no advanced bookings, and very little lead time. I told you the May 15th event would likely be a modest one. What happened instead was a testament to what this committee and this town can do when we work together. Within hours of the board approving the additional $5,000 allocation at that meeting, the committee moved. We secured Organic Soul, a live band to perform at the event. Finance Director Reagan Day cut the check with remarkable speed. Our Public Works team, CJ Harper, and then with the help of Mr. Morton, improvised a performance area by repositioning the bleachers so the band could set up on a concrete slab outside the fence. And Reagan also handled purchasing concession supplies for the event. Food vendors turned out, neighbors showed up, and Randall had his first Milltown night of 2026, complete with live music on the very next day, after the night the Lord gave us the tools to make it happen. That's not necessarily how we want to operate moving forward, but it did demonstrate the committee's ability to execute quickly when the situation demanded. The town's social media team published a recap of the event, which helps build awareness and excitement heading into the rest of the summer schedule. On June 19th, our next Milltown night falls on Juneteenth. It's a meaningful occasion for our community, and this is going to be a celebration of Randall to be proud of. We've secured a DJ for music and inflatables from A Bountiful Time, including a Fiesta combo with a slide and an axe throwing attraction. So if you want to throw axe, inflatable, soft axe, nobody's going to be hurt. I'm probably the last person to give an axe to. But it gives families and kids plenty of time to enjoy, plenty to enjoy throughout the evening. And vendor recruitment has been active, and we expect strong participation. I do want to note that Ebony Fest, the Juneteenth celebration organized by a nonprofit that we talked about earlier, is going to be happening this coming weekend. That is not an official Town of Randall event. That's a private event from a third-party organization. But we've got a lot of people anxious about, or not anxious, excited about both events, and we want to encourage citizens of the town to turn out for both events. They're both going to be fantastic events, and I'm excited that this town is doing such a great showing around the Juneteenth holiday. It's just a wonderful thing. One of our committee members, Ms. Christine Meeks, has been working, as a point of contact, and all of our committee members really have been working really hard on this to make sure that we have a great event on June 19th. All the events are free and open to the public. We did get some feedback from some people that weren't clear that they were free events. Yes, they are free events. Go there, enjoy the music, enjoy the inflatables, enjoy the activities. The only thing that there is a cost to is, of course, the food truck vendors and the vendors that are there with their wares. And I think most people expect that to happen. But I just want to be clear that the food there, these people are trying to make a living. But all the other parts of these events are free of charge to the public. Moving forward to July 17th, we've already booked a car show facilitated by Mark Connor, a local citizen, whose show last July was a big hit in the community. He said that he's got about 50 cars so far lined up for this car show, so I'm very excited about that. And we have fireworks secured. So we will have fireworks on July 17th at the Milltown Nights. We're also planning to have live music, inflatables, food trucks, vendors, and more. So we're very excited about that. When you hear me say excited, because I'm just excited. We're still finalizing several of the remaining details for July, but we expect to be able to secure those items as soon as the new fiscal year resets on July 1. The planning lead time we now have is already making a meaningful difference. We're going to see that on July 19th and on July 17th and August 21st. But we're building these events intentionally from the start, and so I think these are going to be events that the town is going to be proud of. The Experience Committee is gaining momentum with each event. Our planning is improving, our vendor relationships are growing, and our coordination with the town staff is becoming more effective. We're also working to improve how the events are promoted on social media so that we can continue building attendance and community engagement over time. Our committee meets, in case anybody's interested, on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month at 6:30 p.m. right here at the lodge. And we welcome community input and encourage residents to get involved. If you want to come to those meetings, you are welcome to attend those meetings. They're right here, you can sit in the chair and watch what happens. But we appreciate the board's continued support, and these events matter to Randall residents, and this committee takes that seriously. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
I just have a comment, I'm sorry. I did enjoy the music, that we had in May. It was a combination of a lot of stuff, good voices. That lady had a great voice, but I really enjoyed them.
They were really grateful to be able to play, and to let you know about the turnaround, I called them up after the board meeting. So I called them up about 10:30 at night and said, what are you guys doing tomorrow night? And they were like, we'll be there. And so they came out, set up, had the whole show. And so Organic Soul, I can't say enough good things about them. And we are planning to have them back at another event in the future. I'm not secured that, so I'm not gonna say what that is, but we are planning on having them back. And they did a fantastic job. All right.
Thank you so much.
I just want to verify the date, is it the 17th or the 19th?
The ninth of
Milltown.
December.
Milltown Night in June is on the 19th.
Okay.
It's on June 19th.
Because I think you
In
have the
July, it's on the 17th.
Okay.
July 17th.
He has two of them.
Oh,
Yeah, he has one for June 19th, and then he has
Gotcha.
another one.
okay, I misread that.
And hopefully, I apologize if there's any typos in the report.
Oh, no, that was me, I read it wrong, thank you.
Okay. Any further questions?
No, thank you so much.
All right.
Do you have, who's coming up next?
Public safety.
To the mayor, to the board, and to guests and ladies. I condensed the report for the Town of Randall Board of Commissioners from the Public Safety Partnership Committee report. In my report, I broke it down on the pros and cons of having a I thought you were gonna give me something. If you look at the way the report is written, I broke it down to where it says, this report is submitted to the Town of Randall Board of Commissioners to outline the benefits of establishing a Randall Police Foundation as compared to continuing under the current Town of Randall Public Safety Partnership Committee structure. The purpose of this report is to provide a clear comparison of both models, to identify which structure may offer the strongest and long-term value in supporting the Randall Police Department and enhancing public safety services for the community. And to formally note that the members of the Public Safety Partnership Committee are seeking approval from the Town of Randall Board of Commissioners to establish a Randall Police Foundation. Now, this is a 3-page report that I put together explaining that we can do it with a foundation or the Public Safety Committee or keep them both. But the pros and cons of this, with the foundation, we could bring business people in, we could bring experts in to help us with the foundation, whereas we're limited if we're on the public safety, that it has to be residents and it has to be controlled by the Town of Randall Board. The issue here is with the foundation, we can go with a tax exempt for 521c to raise money. So we can, the way I did this report, it showed you the best solution that benefit both ways. And then determine if we want to keep a two-part enterprise or separate and go with the foundation. So I laid it out for y'all to review it and determine what's best served. I sent it out to the building to review it so that if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them as best as I can.
I like the comment. I think the foundation would be the best way to go. That way, if the group raises money from a big donor, they can say what they want to spend it on. But if you're in the community, you raise money, it's got to go in the town budget.
Right.
So that takes the town out of it. If you go on as a Randall Foundation, police foundation, that takes the town's liability out of it.
Correct. And the part of the board and having it under the foundation is that if you do get a designated sponsor to offer something, If they say they want to earmark for a specific structure, it has to stay that way. We can't develop it and say, well, they want to put $10,000 toward police equipment, and we say, no, we're gonna put it to other resources.
Yeah.
So it has a better structure, and it keeps us in line to, you know, we can, with the foundation, we can go out and solicit funds differently than if we're under the Public Safety Commission. With a foundation, you can get private donors to donate money as well as city, state, and federal agencies. But under the Police Foundation, Public Safety, you're limited to who can sponsor donations. So I laid it out on the report to show you the pros and cons for y'all to evaluate. And on a second note, we've had 3 meetings with the Public Safety Commission. And myself and a police officer and 1 member sometimes show up. And we can't move forward with any discussion or agenda. So I'm looking to send out an email to the committee members and say, hey, if you change your mind, let us know so we can elect other members or volunteers. We're still 2 committee members short to start with. So this past meeting we had, this past week, there's only me and Officer Tanner that was there up until 8 o'clock. And I mean, I don't mind volunteering and offering my services, but I do need some help. To, remember, this is a committee put together to help the chief and the police officers of the town of Randolph.
When do you meet?
Second Tuesday every month, 7 o'clock.
Here at the law.
No, we got bounced out of this place to the fire department. Now we at the community center next to the police station. And then I'm told if we don't do that, we'll be down the road somewhere in the rental section. You know, I'm trying my best.
So then what we're saying, if we wanted to move forward with allowing them to create their foundation, what we need to do?
I mean, that's their choice, that would be separate.
Is it something we have to vote
Yeah,
on?
they would have their own treasurer, their own bank account.
Now, if you wanted to dissolve the Public and Safety Committee, that would be. But
And then they would be just free to create their own nonprofit organization whose mission and goal is to support the Randolph Police Department, that we essentially would just be the beneficiaries of, right?
yeah,
Well, I think also I think as the town to help us start to establish the 521c program through the treasury of the accountant for the town of Randolph to steer us in the right direction and get the paperwork started.
We can look into that, we can have a conversation after this meeting too. I think it would probably benefit us to go sit down with, I think Gastonia does this, I think Gastonia has a police foundation,
Yes,
right?
matter of fact, that's what I was ready to answer. In this report, I also put in the police foundation, Gastonia Police Foundation, which I went on their website, page by page to see how it was laid out, and I went on other foundations, and this is how I generated this report. And I put the URL website in here for you to take a look at the police foundation, because there were numerous pages that printed from the board members, how they laid out their mission, how they laid out the support staff of professionals. Other than just law enforcement, they got business professionals helping them to make sure that it's very successful.
I think it would benefit definitely your committee to sit down with them. It was gonna be realistic too, like our finance director's already managing all the finances of the town, she can't also be a part-time nonprofit, finance director, filing 990s and stuff like that, so we would wanna support and help it get on its feet, but obviously, we have really good capacity as well, as far as what we do outside of this building, what want we spend taxpayer time and labor on something else, even if it's gonna support, I'll still help, what I'm trying to say, we just have to be intentional about how we plan it out.
Exactly, and like I said, the way the report is written is to show both sides of how to get it done. And I believe that based on what the chief wants, as far as the 12 committee, the training, the assets that he needs to build his police force into a bigger force, and with proper training and adding more officers, the foundation is a better way to get it done.
I have a question. How do we pay for this paper ink? Where does that money come?
I did it out of my house, my budget. I stopped having Starbucks coffee this week. No, Charlie made mention that he though. I sent him a copy of it on a piece of form, he printed it, but I had already brought my copies in that knowing he was gonna do that, so.
My plan will be to print any public body's information if it gets sent to me, I just need to have it, that's all.
But do you need to wait, until you get your committee full again, or?
Actually,
No, I don't think so.
I would sidestep that, because if I wait on the committee to become the rest of the members, see, I'm retired, they're workers. So we can schedule a meeting, all of a sudden they get stuck at a work site or they get delayed. I'm still having to be there trying to figure out how to run the police committee, public safety committee. So what I suggested was that I'm gonna send out an email, if you guys think this is too much, vacate the spot and let me get some more people that might be able to spend more time to get this done. But outside of that, I've already started, as you see, starting towards the foundation, but I can't do that unless y'all approve it.
I don't know.
Well, I
don't think
think we would basically just, or the board could consider, just vote to dissolve the public appointed body and committee, and then once that happens, forum's out the window, you can go to the executive director of your nonprofit tomorrow. Like, we would just essentially be out of the procedural process. If I'm missing, tell me.
For time's sake, I make a motion to dissolve the meeting and allow them to start the foundation.
That's second.
Well, before we make that final vote, we're gonna do it, but the thing is that, have you put a full, I know you have, but have you put all the thought of, not having the support of the town, you know, so if you're on your foundation, if you need monies to do these, let's say, submit for grants, if you need, help in submitting for grants and things of that nature, if you be kind of on your own like that.
Well, as I said in the report, we can keep both to start with. You can still have the public safety commission, and you can start the, stones going forward for the foundation. Once the foundation is up and running and established, we can dissolve the public safety commission, so choose partnership.
That sounds good.
I'll vote our motion to go with, keep the committee and let you go and start your foundation. We have no control over that, but no, the money that the committee makes has to stay in the town budget.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, we're not got any money now.
Yeah, we got the motion. Yeah. Any money, so I don't funds the sole safety partnership.
I understand that, it's just like I said,
I just gotta say it to legal matters.
yeah, but right now, to start what we're doing with the partnership, we don't have any business cards for stationery. So, I mentioned they're getting an email address for us to start with, so that we can have the name Town of Randall on it.
But your foundation allows you to go out and get businessmen
Correct.
outside of landlord to support and join the community that has the knowledge of how things go with the foundation. So-
Correct.
So I say we just continue on as it is, and you open your foundation as Randall, don't say Town of Randall, and say Randall.
Well, we're gonna just name it the Randall Police Foundation.
That's it.
And that's just
Don't
it.
involve
Yeah, we don't need to vote on that, but, we need a motion, to continue the way it is.
it. I make a motion to continue with this.
Okay. All right, all in favor? All right, so Commissioner Hilton?
Just one from the Community Resource Committee. Every day between 12 and 1, there is free lunch for any children 18 and below, so please take advantage of that. If you know anyone that runs daycare near you know anyone who is not taking advantage of this program, it is at the ball field every day from 12 to 1. Any child 18 and below can get a free lunch. So just want to put that out there till the end of this month.
And Chairwoman Trevino was unable to be here, but she did send over the report, so it's in your package.
Okay. Yeah, the Randall Resource Network.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And then lastly,
Here she goes.
the zoning,
Oh, no.
lastly, the zoning committee.
Let's see, it's coming in for us.
Okay. All right, that's it for me, Mayor. Curry.
Okay, thank you. So let's,
And then the combination is there. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mr. Mayor, you can take over this part, condemnation resolution.
yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so at the bottom of your, not your big packet, but the small stack to the right, you'll see, I think, a plat and a resolution. Our attorneys have given kind of some feedback on that, just about a property management company that we can't get a hold of for an easement. So, Mr. Costa, do you want to tell the board what they have in their packets?
Sure, yeah, so, like Charlie said, this is the South Randall water line, and we've been fortunate enough to be able to acquire all the necessary easements through voluntary easement agreements, except for this one parcel, this AFW management need. We've tried significant effort in trying to reach out to them, have not been able to get hold of them. And so in situations like this, just like we did with the Randall Avenue extension and others, we proceed with the Conservation Authority. And in order to kick that off, we need a resolution approving.
I'll make a motion to establish a resolution approving the condemnation of, 1416 Raven Drive, I guess, on Route 9, Grove, Buffalo.
All in favor? All right. No opposers? Okay. All right, guys, so I think we have everything at this point, so we can move on to the, well, I guess that was part of the new business, but we'll move on to item number 11, consideration and approval of the fiscal year 2026, 2027 budget. Charlie, you want to take over that?
Yeah, sure. We've talked about this since our kickoff meetings in January, February, so you've seen it a million times. Just to kind of hit some of the highlights for maybe those who haven't been here yet this year, it is a balanced budget, which is required by law. We have to send it because we are still on the UAL. Hopefully we'll be off this year because we've shown such strong financial stewardship. We have to send our budgets prior to adoption to the State Treasurer's Office, the LGC, the Local Government Commission. They sent us a big thumbs up back, so it looks great, so that's strong, so that's nice that Raleigh's on board. The fee schedule that's in there reflects the 5 and 5, the % increase to water and sewer that the board moved forward with adopting back in, that would have been March or April, so that will be effective July 1st as a pass-through to our water and sewer provider who have gone up in their rates as well. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't changed basically any since our last meeting. One thing that I did hear some feedback on from the board, so I just wanted to kind of put something together. This is not something that we necessarily need to vote on, but I'm going to pass this out and put this together today because we've got the general operating budget and we've got some ideas and some things that maybe we want to purchase or do, like some kind of projects. So if you would just take one of these and pass it around, what I put together is kind of a consideration of this coming up fiscal year, any like one-time fund balance appropriated projects. So just like kind of one-off things that maybe weren't in the general operating budget, but because we have $4.5 million of fund balance, if the board wanted to consider any of these projects, I wanted to kind of put them all in a list of, I've talked to each of you individually. So obviously the first one, I'll just name them quickly so that everybody in the public can hear as well, so that we all know what we're talking about. The first one is with Central Illinois Council of Government. The board instructed me to get a quote from them to overhaul our employee policy manual and create an employee evaluation. They sent a quote back that's listed there from anywhere from $13,000 to $17,000. That could be put in there. I've had a lot of conversations with moms in Randall who are really, really interested in having swings in the park. I guess I should have realized it, having 2 kids that are 2 and newborn, because my wife does the same thing all the time. But swings, apparently, there's a lot of mom groups that go around and find swing sets in parks, and I've heard a lot of feedback about that. So this would be essentially a one-time fund balance appropriation if the boards want to install swings. I was thinking down at Fulbright Wagner Park with obviously it would be ADA. We have like the wheelchair ADA accessible swings. We have toddler swings, the full-size swings with a ramp to the pad with, whether it be the padding or whatever it is, just kind of a ballpark on what it would take to kind of get that. Obviously parade the area so it's flat. We had talked about a couple months ago doing some renovations at Garden Park. So we had listed, I think it was around $45,000 for Garden Park, which would be like new asphalt, new backboards. We would get the backboards branded with the mountain logo, would be super cool and just bring a lot of shine into that park. I hear a lot of feedback from residents about shade at Fulbright Wagner Park. So like whether you're on the playground or at the splash pad, it's hot and there's no shade. So what we kind of put in, and I just put a big number in, I just put 50,000 to talk about, to go out and just look, just kind of earmark what it would take. It could be substantially less, it could be more, to just shade some of that area, right? We get reports of little feet walking through the splash pad that's hot. The same thing with the playground. So they have some cool things. If you've been to like downtown Cramerton recently, and their Veterans Park, they have a new name for it, with some, you know, some modern type shade devices. So that could be a project if the board wanted to fund. That could be a thing.
I got a question. Sure. With the Wagner Ford Park, can we add an additional picnic area, shaded picnic area? Absolutely. That park is slammed, Wagner Park.
100%. I can add that to the
First come, first served thing.
Let me add that to the shade project, or the swings project. We'll add in a picnic area, and I would want us to plan it out, right? We have a lot going on in that area over the next 50 years. So shade is a big one. And then because these requests were brought after the proposed budget had already gone in, I listed what the Ranlo Experience Committee had requested, which was an extra $30,000 a year, and then to get the Ranlo Resource Network off the ground, about $8,000 a year. I held on the Public Service Committee because I thought maybe they'd be going toward the foundation, which sounds like that may be the case. So I don't necessarily want to vote. If you feel inclined, it's the board's decision, do whatever you want. This is just kind of like a shopping list of if you wanted, these are the projects that you and I independently have talked about really since I've started, that if the board wanted to take action, these are kind of some numbers on just a one-time fund balance appropriation to pay for the project.
So after we approve budget tonight, August we come in and say, you got better numbers than what stuff costs, and it's like a appropriation man.
And really, I think if any of them scream out to you, I haven't done the totals, don't ask me what all of them are added together, that's the only thing I didn't do. But if, you know, I really am passionate about the swings, and then the board has the conversation, you know what swing is what we really want. I would just like a direction to staff to say, let's go ahead, we want to do that swing thing, go get some actual quotes and let's see what it looks like. And then just know that it would be a fund balance appropriated project. We do a good job of saving. We obviously have some big things that are coming up that we're going to potentially spend on. But so a lot of these things that I've been hearing about since I started, like shade and like swings and all these different things.
I would, like the director of staff to go ahead and get official numbers and everything you have listed here.
Okay.
And then come back with the total. With the total.
Straw poll, everybody cool with me doing that?
I voted all for him on this.
Yeah, 100%. I can bring that, and Madam Clerk, if you note that for next month, I'll come back with some numbers, and I'll make sure I get 3 quotes at least for each of the services that are potentially.
Yeah, at least get 3 quotes.
Yeah, just want to make sure you have that, because sometimes it gets a little complicated to remember what's in the general operating budget, and then and then teasing out essentially, you know, some of these one-time things that we can just fund outside of that, so.
And not knocking public works or anything like that, but we're gonna build another structure, almost like a company to build it that was liable for everything that goes on with the structure.
The insurance.
Some of our guys can't do it, but they gotta been working on that, to get to up there and try to spend 2 days building a picnic shelter.
And also, I just want to bring this to the board's attention. So we are growing, we're going to be doing better. And I used to be a manager for Wells Fargo, I used to be a business owner, had businesses that I owned in Charlotte. And I've come over the years to, I'm 55 years old now, and over the years, I have always managed policies and procedures, not people. That was my focus. And that's one of the things I talked to Charlie about. We need good policies, we need good procedures in place. I would like to see the evaluation of the policy manual done and creation of that. All right? That's just my thought, but everybody else can have
And I will say that the Central Line one, and I'm glad you mentioned that, the Central Line one, the Ranlo Experience, and the Ranlo Resource Network are the exact ones. The rest we kind of took the ballpark. Yeah, fun intended.
Right, and you will never have an issue if the town manager is managing the policies and procedures, we won't run into issues like we had a little while ago. It'll be, you can easily say a person's doing their job or based on the policies and procedures that's set in place. So that's just my thought, but the board can make their decision.
And so that, yeah, feel free to just take that home with you, but that's it for the budget. We'd be looking to potentially adopt tonight if the board is interested.
So,
Fantastic, Mayor.
Yeah, you have,
when you're finished, all right, before you close out the budget, I want to just
if
ask.
you wanna say something, you're gonna have to, go ahead, I'm sorry, Mr. Darrell, but you're gonna have to stand up and say your name.
No, I want to acknowledge you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you close out the budget, I was just wondering for the police partnership committee report, is it possible that I can get an allocation of maybe $200 for stationery and things that I would need to put together? Writing material and stuff to send out to build up the foundation as well as the partnership, group?
You just built to add, cartridges for your printer too, and they're not cheap.
I would put it, I list together, but I'm just thinking around $200 and having it for the year, just to have access to, getting paper and resources and things like that.
Is that,
That's not.
is that a motion for, to the public safety committee?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, let's say yes, let's say it.
That's-
I'm not gonna do that.
I second.
Thank you.
All right, guys,
All in favor?
all in favor? So let's, I think we have the ayes and on that one. Is there anything else we're leaving out? Because I know you just made that for public safety, but we got this list.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this list can be just a one-time fund balance appropriation at any point throughout the year. These are all projects that I've had conversations with all of our board members about. What we're looking for tonight specifically is to potentially adopt the budget. That this doesn't necessarily have anything.
All right.
That can be a one-time.
This is just because it's in the world of the budget. I didn't want you to think, what happened to that? I did for the central line thing, or I want to do the swing. We're still tracking all that stuff too, but this is the general operating budget we got.
So we have the money in there to do these things.
We would pull this, if you wanted to fund one of these, it would be from the fund balance appropriation, which we have $4.6 million. Okay, on the sign fund.
Very good, very good. I'm going to move on. So we got approval, consideration of approval of the fiscal year 2026, 2027 budget. So we had the motion. And we have, so let's go ahead and let's have that.
I'll make a motion to approve the, 26, 27 budget as written. I'll second it.
All right, all in favor? All right, no opposers, right?
I have a comment. I have a comment. Did we,
I'm sorry, we're in the middle of a vote here and we gotta either vote yes or no. We're not allowed to talk during the vote.
I understand.
Yeah. Did we get it?
Yes.
Okay, so are you in favor? or-
Yes.
Okay, all right, no opposers. So let's, move on to item number 12, the budget amendment, and also let's go ahead and do item number 13, since Charlie's gonna be doing both of those. The budget amendments for, budget amendment 2526.23 and 2526.24.
Yep, so all of these numbers are decisions that the board has made in the past year, basically, that this is a closeout. The reason there's two different ones, because one comes from Powellville, one comes from general fund. So if you look at the first one, this administration, that's essentially the checks or the bills that we've had to pay for the design of the town hall, which is not included in the budget when we went into June. Recreation, same thing with public works, it was, we had a new position created, it was an insurance cost. Police, that was for paying off vehicles, governing body, that's because we all went to city vision. And then the Powellville fund balance appropriation, that was for the vehicles that were purchased last month. So, and you'll see it when we get to the monthly financial report, we are in fantastic shape for this fiscal year. These are just the internal bookkeeping things, votes and motions and approvals that the board has made over the last couple of months, just to make sure that they're reflected in our books. So, be looking to approve those if the board will.
Yeah, I know I reviewed it earlier, and it looked good, it's what we discussed the last meeting. Does anybody have any, questions on those?
I'll make a motion, we, approve the budget amendments 2526.23 and 2526.
Mr. Hoskins said,
We gotta have a separate vote on each.
Okay.
amendment. Each, ordinance. Yeah.
Okay, so can we get one on, a motion on the 2526.23?
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
All right, all in favor? All right, can we get a motion on the, budget amendment for 25-26?
I make a motion.
I'll say that.
Okay. Second on the motion. All right, all in favor? All right, so let's go to the presentation of the monthly financial report. Fran?
Yeah, no comments, you see this every single month, you'll see on the second page, we are below 100 and everything coming into June, so we are doing fantastic. What you will have next month is the end of year's total report, so in July, our amazing finance director, who better than anybody else, will give you the end of fiscal year report to show where our total standings are, but we fully anticipate it, because we track it, it's not like a surprise to us, to be strong like we said it is, so. Happy to answer any questions. I need those for information.
Okay, yeah, looks good, Charlie. You got everything right now showing that we're in a surplus in every area, the admin, the recreation, police department, public works, sanitation, and basically, we're 91.76% through the year, through fiscal year, with 8.24% remaining. And looks like you have a really short amount on admin and recreation, already at 99% there.
That budget amendment that paid for the Mosley design of the new town hall that the board just approved 5 minutes ago, just fix that. So it's good. That was just because that was an expenditure that came after the board in June of last year adopted the budget. Common process, but yeah, it's just bookkeeping stuff, so we're in great shape.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, so that's not something we need to, you just gave your report on that. So let's move on to item number 15, consideration of entering annual audit contract with Eddie Carrick. All right, so he came in and he presented in the last meeting. So,
That was a different person. That was presented in December. The guy that was the wealth advisor was not Eddie Carrick. Eddie Carrick is our independent
Yes.
financial auditor who actually presented our financial audits tonight. Everyone saw
yes,
it.
absolutely. So that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I was in a blur at that time. So, yes. So did everybody get a chance to look over the contract that he put in? So we want to, considering, we need a motion to consider, for entering that contract again with Mr. Eddie Carrick.
I second.
All right, all in favor? Okay. No one's opposed? All right, so let's move on to item number 16. Resolution opposing state legislation limiting property tax threatening public services. Guys, I'm gonna say a little something about this. This resolution, before I read it, this resolution has been adopted by all the other municipalities in Gaston County. But this is a resolution about property tax, right? Your property taxes. This is a resolution saying, hey, we're not in favor with what the General Assembly has voted on. The General Assembly has voted on saying, hey, we want to put a limit on municipalities being able to increase your property taxes. The limit is what, 2%?
Right now, the current limit is $1.50 per $100 of assessed value.
Okay. So the General Assembly, which is your senators, your House Reps, they have voted to put a limit, a cap on how much the municipalities can increase your property taxes. Now, I know that sounds rough, but the fact of the matter is that we do have a situation where we may run into big time issues. You know, I'm not gonna vote. I'm not voting on this. Obviously, I'm not gonna vote on this. but this is something you need to know about. So what we're saying is, Gaston County is saying, hey, we don't agree with the General Assembly. We feel like, we should still be able to increase those taxes. And this is what the resolution says. It says right now, this is why, Gaston County, and this is why they want us to sign up on it. So this is just a preliminary, document saying that we're with everybody in Gaston County, on this. And this is why I just really want to table it and do my own research. And we should all do some research on this. But it's a resolution opposing the state legislation that limits local property tax authority and threatens core public services. Whereas the town of Granville is committed to providing essential public services and maintaining a high quality of life to its residents, including police, garbage collection, parks and recreation, street maintenance, and community amenities. And whereas local government in North Carolina rely primarily on property tax revenue as the most stable and local controlled funding source to provide essential services to residents and businesses. And whereas unlike enterprise services funded through user fees, general government services rely almost entirely on property tax revenue, making them especially vulnerable to any restrictions on the revenue sources. And whereas the proposal constitutional amendment would impose limits on the growth of local property tax revenues, including levy limits and requirements for voter approval to exceed those limits. So levy, putting a cap on your, on the property tax. So they may do, the government, the General Assembly said, put a cap on how high that can go. On how high, the General Assembly of North Carolina, okay? Let me finish this up real quick. Whereas such limits would significantly restrict the ability of local governments to maintain services, respond to emergencies, and plan responsibility for future, particularly in communities experiencing continued population increase, and whereas public safety services, especially law enforcement, represent one of the most critical and resource-intensive responsibilities of local government, requiring consistent and predictable funding to ensure adequate staffing, training, and response capabilities. Whereas imposing limitations on the growth of property tax revenue would force local governments into a reactive financial posture, resulting in a delayed investment, reduced service levels, increased long-term costs and residents, and whereas requiring voter referenda to exceed arbitrary revenue limits would introduce unnecessary and delay into the funding of essential services that must be maintained without interruption. And whereas local elected officials are directly accountable to their residents and are best positioned to make informed decisions regarding taxation and service levels based on community needs. And whereas the proposed constitutional amendment is legally unnecessary. So the North Carolina General Assembly has already passed laws that control how property values must be established and the maximum tax rates that the local government may set, whereas under existing laws, specifically North Carolina General Statute 105-283, property must be appraised or valued at the true value in money based upon price estimated in terms of money at which the property would change hands between a willing and financially able buyer and a willing seller. And whereas existing laws, specifically North Carolina General Statute 160A-206 already places a cap on the maximum rate a local government may charge in ad valorem taxes. And whereas the General Assembly believes it is advisable to alter either the way in which property values are established or maximum tax rates available to local governments, it may also, it may do so now by amending either North Carolina General Statute 105-283 or North Carolina General Statute 160A-209 respectively. And whereas given the existence of North Carolina General Statute 105-203 and North Carolina General Statute 160A-209 and the General Assembly present ability to amend the same, proposing a superfluous constitutional amendment seems to be politically motivated rather than being a product of sound public policy. Now, therefore, be it resolved, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Town of Randall, North Carolina, follows. So those are the reasons. But before this is something we're talking about presenting with the rest of the municipalities in Gaston County to oppose what the General Assembly is trying to put in place. All right, so we want to oppose it, and this is our letter. It's more to it, it's saying what Randall strongly opposes: the state legislation and the tax authority, including the levy limits, the revenue caps, mandatory vote referendum to exceed such limits. That's one thing that that's one reason why we are opposing it. It says the town affirms the property tax flexibility is essential to funding core public services, including law enforcement, community amenities, and directly impacts residents' daily lives. The town urges the North Carolina Assembly to reject any legislation that would undermine the ability of municipalities to fund essential services. The town further urges state leaders to recognize the limiting property taxes revenues will not reduce the need for services, but will reduce the ability to provide them effectively. So that's pretty much all of it. When I first heard it and I said everybody else was doing it, I came to the town manager a little late, but I think we need to think this one over. I know it's not gonna make too much of a difference on what Bill Randall says, but I think we should think this over. So I would like to talk to all of you commissioners about this and just hear what your stance on this is. So we'll do this at another time, okay? All right, I just want to bring it to your attention, that's it. So let's move on to the next item. We are going to the town manager's report.
Chief, you want to start?
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, citizens. Police Department responded to 611 events last month. We issued 15 warning citations, 78 citations, we made 8 arrests. Our flock cameras read 406,354 vehicles. We got 19 hits off the roads. The whole department completed active shooter training last month. Thankful over the middle school for allowing us to speak. That's all I have.
Great, thank you. TJ,
Just a quick update, and maybe a little bit of insight of confusion with the water bills, but we'll start off with the good stuff. Monday, the South Brown Lake Water Line project officially kicked off. Materials were brought in, and today they started actual construction on putting water lines in. They're starting at the church. For the water bill, for the people that are wondering, Public Works don't have nothing to do with billing, but I want to give you some insight, just from my knowledge. When we conversioned over to the new billing system, there's another player involved, which is my side, which is the metering system, the Centrix AMI system. So the software company that we're doing our billing with, they were told who our AMI system was, and they may have dropped the ball in communicating with them. And if you're wondering why the water bills have been late, it's because we're trying to work in the communication between the new billing software and our AMI. Right now, hopefully within the next week, that will be resolved and water bills will be back to normal. But that's more of a IT problem. We're working through that with our new billing software people. And I want to also thank the board for allowing us to purchase some new vehicles. And we actually, I got a better deal on, because they sold my trucks out from under me and they gave me a better deal on some bigger trucks for less price. But I want to thank y'all once again for helping us out. Thank you.
Thanks, and just a quick update too, the Catawba Wateries still has us in a stage 2 drought, so our water restrictions are still the way they are. We know it stinks that the splash pad isn't open. Believe me, I want to open it, we all want to open it, but our provider is in an enforcement position. If we do not drop the percentage that we're required, we could face enforcement for that. So, we all need to have water when we turn the faucet on, and when we're in a drought. I was silly and thought maybe the rain we had over the past 2 weeks would fix it, but it took 18 months to get to that point. So just a little bit of rain like that's not going to fix it. So we're still in that stage 2 drought with Catawba Wateries, so our restrictions still go.
And a quick rundown, the Catawba Watery Group is a group that manages the Catawba River's water system. It's an 18-member board, which consists of multiple municipalities and Duke Energy and state officials. They meet once a month. They met June 2nd, and they voted to keep everything intact as it is. So they review it every month, and then they make a decision on you upgrade it or you downgrade it, and they kept it the same. So that'd be the first week in July when they meet again to give an update.
Thank you so much. And I'm hoping that they're happy, able to use the vehicles, the new ones you got, and looking forward to seeing that beautiful Billboard Pride rainbow seal on the side of those trucks.
Hey, this past week, all my trucks were updated with all the new symbols. And they're done, if you remember the old trucks were in orange. I had said Randall Public Works in orange, now it's the new symbol, but ours is black and white, gray. Just to stand out a little bit. Thank you.
Thanks, CJ. And then Commissioner Porter, do you want to get fire since there's no way to fire here?
Yes, sir, I can. Fire department run 63 calls last month. I don't want to go through and break it down, for time's sake, I'm not, Ray don't have that number again, so, I don't.
Hold on a second.
All right. My comment's gonna be short as well. We actually, me and Charlie went and brought this, the comments out, before coming in here. Not to be fast, but we want to give, the ample amount of time to each subject. And sometimes we can't get everything in, so we may have to do a special meeting. But, what I will say is God does have his hand over this town. We have some really good things that are happening that hadn't happened here for years. We get ready to get this road repaved. We get ready to get a new town hall starting hopefully at the end of this year. Town hall, and with that, we're going to actually add some. Hopefully, the next phase will be to add those retail shops out there. Oh, and believe me, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Those retail shops are coming. And I can tell you that that's a fact. Now you'll have some place to go get you some coffee, or maybe you'll have some place to go get you something to eat right here in Randall. So, those things are gonna happen, because I've already done some research, I've already seen some of these people out here paying $5,000 a month to stay in these to have their business out of these little small shops. So I'm sure it'll be welcome to come here. So especially since our streets are gonna get redone, our sidewalks are coming in. Director of Public Works is gonna be taking care of that. CJ, he just got up. So our sidewalks are coming in all up and down the main Spencer Mountain Road there. So we got a lot of things to look forward to. So at the end of this year, just watch it happen. And then the following year, it's gonna get even better. That's it for me. I want to, sorry, we gotta have to move on.
Just a quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
What was y'all come up with a plan for the police, building? Which pick was it? Number 1, 2, or 3?
We took 3. Yeah. Very, very nice looking building, had a tower on it, so it was very, very nice. All things that we're doing is going to attract businesses in the Randolph. That's what this is all about. If your town looks better, the more the retail shops will be willing to come here. All right, so I'm gonna move it over to, item number 19, our comments from the board. Can we start down here?
So, last meeting, I brought it down off the debt service we had going for the new year. And, I thought I said everything, but I missed the cameras, body cameras at the police department. And, the payoff for that is, they recently got was 38,988.21, we'll be less than that now. But, and that would save the county $10,000 a year, and we have 4 years left on that payoff, so. Total that we had, they got, what we got. It's right at 39,000, it's gonna be less than that, but take interest stuff off of it. And,
That might be one of the things you need to add to this list right here. That
no, they do it before the new budget. That is, but, before we approve it, we approved it, but before the end June 31st, we need to do budget and that is,
So it would be something that you want to consider pulling out of the general,
it would come out of that, yes.
Yeah, no, we essentially pull out a fund balance.
I mean,
and save
it's
interest.
easier number wise to do it now, when they come to the audit next year, you know, it shows that.
Any chance for it? It's a board decision, but it's something that we've done over the past couple of years, and we're in good financial standing, we take that opportunity to pay off some debt service. So our auditor always appreciates that. If we save interest over 5 years from our residents, very appreciate it. Save the tax money.
That'll take you $40,000 for 4 years.
I make such a motion.
second, all in favor? Okay, all right, we have no opposers, so,
So I have no.
all right, therefore,
Always have something. Always. First off, I want to say congratulations to our class of 2026 high school graduates here in Gaston County. But more importantly, to me, congratulations to the graduates of Warlick Academy, right here in the great town of Granville. Sorry that we couldn't have been present at this graduation. I was out of town, but congratulations to our graduates from Warlick Academy, 2026. And all our kindergarten graduates too. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say congratulations.
Are you sure, Ron?
Yes.
I wanted to say I was so pleased with the Randall Experience Committee, at the May Milltown Night. That whole committee was in the concession stand working. I worried about that, and, you may never weren't there? Drew, you was pointing at something. Oh, well, the committee, they did a great job. Zion was in there cooking them hot dogs, and it's not an I, it's a team. And you gotta give them praise where praise is due. They did a great job.
Yes.
Go, wait, Commissioner. You know what I mean? Okay. Commissioner Long. We'll start down here next time, all right? All right, sorry about that. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
that motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor? All right.
Thank y'all. Nice seeing everybody.